What's going on? It's SFT, and we're going to be talking about the game that's currently going on right now. It's almost done. Bills versus Broncos. And before we get into the video, though, please subscribe. I'd appreciate a like too. And let's talk about this dominant performance by the Bills, man. Flat out dominant. Currently, we're looking at a 28-7 score with Buffalo up 21, sitting at the Denver 17, 1st and 5. And we got 5 minutes, 50 seconds left, but the game's pretty much done. Let's talk about it. This game was a dominant performance by the Bills. I thought they made a team like the Denver Broncos who aren't ready, who aren't good enough, who have had a lot of questionable performance against good football teams such as the Chargers, who beat them twice, such as the Ravens that blew them out, and other positive win record teams like Seattle, like the Bengals, who ended up finishing with a positive record, yes, like the Chiefs, who didn't have the best offensive performance of finishing, but finished up with a positive record. This team has played really good against bad football teams. They've dominated bad football teams, but haven't been able to take that next huge step to beat good football teams. And this game to me was a perfect depiction of what the Broncos are, man. Just not ready yet. First drive, you get a touchdown, but after that, until the last drive of the first half, where they doink a field goal kick at the 50-yard line, you get nothing out of them. Like, they're not running the football. They're not getting the ball. They're not sustaining long drives. And then you look at their defense, absolutely getting slaughtered out there, giving up 150 yards rushing. It's just so disappointing from this Broncos team. And I just hope that they would put up somewhat of a good performance. Third best rush defense. They're giving up runs like it's nothing. Offensive lines, defensive lines absolutely getting pushed around. I've been so disappointed. They haven't even made Josh Allen have to make tough throws, tough decisions, put the ball in harm's way. No. They allowed him to go majority of this game hitting guys who are 4 or 5 yards open, at the least 2 yards open. Maybe the first throw of the game was his hardest throw. Outside of that, he hasn't really had to hit guys in difficult spots. Their secondary hasn't gotten picked apart. They've just been getting killed in play action because of how poor their defensive line is. Such a disappointing performance. They haven't been able to generate pressure a lot this entire game, especially when they need to generate pressure. This team, this defensive line especially, this defensive line has been extremely poor. And their secondary, I haven't been the most impressed with it. Some mix-ups, but their main issue has been through the run game. If they were able to get stops with their front four, potentially, or their front six, including 2 linebackers coming in behind the defensive line, they would be able to look a lot better at the back end, but they're just not able to do that. Now let's get to the offense. Bo Nix looking underwhelming. He's making plays here or there, but these plays mean absolutely nothing. You're playing against a team that's actually good. You're gonna have to make plays, and he's shown he can manage a game. He didn't do a bad job managing this game, but we need plays from you. We need something special out of you. We need some greatness out of you, and you're not giving it to us right now. But this is not a guy who's ready. This offensive line isn't ready too. They haven't been able to. They've shown that they can run the ball 6-7 yards here and there, but they're not able to consistently sustain the run like the Buffalo Bills have been able to do. And in terms of the receiving core, haven't been able to get too open. I think that Buffalo Bills play some sticky coverage against them, but I still have been quite disappointed with the Broncos receiving core and the tight end core. Have been doing the best running back wise. They've been okay. Like, I think they've done a good job picking up the blitz. I'll give them that, but outside of that, underwhelming offensively, leading with drives. When watching this game, I leave these drives thinking to myself, I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't even have, okay, they picked up a bad penalty, they need to clean up on the penalty. I don't even have a thought in mind because it's just such emptyless, such non-productive drives where this team's just going through. Now their defense can be out there for 5, 6, 7 minutes, and this team will get the ball back and be in and out the field in 40 seconds. Really disappointing. Really, really disappointing, and so much more to be desired. This is a team that deserves to get out the playoffs. I was hoping they didn't get in, but deserve to be out the playoffs. The fashion that they're getting out the playoffs, the potential is a blowout pretty much. They deserve it too. Disappointing, underwhelming. Great year. I'll give them that. Great year for you guys. Come back, rebuild your defense, add more investment into it, because this defensive line, this performance today, this defensive line that has been good. This is such a disappointing performance, and it's showing you the lack of talent, star power that this defensive line especially has. It's less in the linebacking core. It's more in this defensive line. That's the biggest issue I've had. Outside of that, offensively, bring in some better weapons. We're going to see how that Russell Wilson contract really negatively impacts the Denver Broncos cap space. Currently, right now, the Broncos are 11th in cap space, so they have some money to work with. Upgrade this defensive line, bring in some key free agents, and invest in this defense, because it's a good defense, man. They show them to see they can be a good defense, but they lack the talent to really maximize what their defensive coordinator, who's done a great job this year, what his plan is. Because the way they're getting pushed around today just really pissed me off. Like, you guys shouldn't be getting manhandled. The entire defensive line shouldn't be getting manhandled like this in the run. They shouldn't be able to consistently go back to the run and keep going and staying on the run and not doing anything. But a lot to work on for the Broncos. Great season, but sad way to go out. And it shows you where you are at the end of the day and what you need. Let's get to the Bills. Dominant performance. Let's start off with the defense. You give them a bad touchdown early on to a guy streaking down the field. Late safety help. He's about 3 to 4 yards open, and he catches the ball from a pretty good Bo Nix pass. But outside of that, quality defensively. They've been so good defensively, inspired, stopping the run, making them throw the football, making them work for every single yard. I've been so impressed with that, making them take the check down, making Bo Nix run the football at times, like forcing this team to consistently be off schedule. What a performance from this Bills defense. They have outright dominated the Broncos offense, an offense that isn't a bad offense. Even in some of their worst games, they didn't look too bad offensively. They have never looked this bad. They look absolutely inept. Sean Payton, he looks like a fool right now, because this defense right now is playing at such a high level. What a dominant performance from this offensive line. 200 yards rushing, period. That's all I have to say. 200 yards rushing, and we know they had about 130 in the first half. Absolutely dominated the line of scrimmage and dominated the clock, right? That's what they wanted to do. Put their foot on the gas, control the game, take control of it early on, and dictate what's going to happen with this game. And they did a great job of doing that, man. This offensive line is playing at such a high level, and they haven't really had to throw the football. Like, throwing the football has been a secondary. You can look at it and say, yes, they have about 261 yards passing right now, but they haven't really had to throw the football because their running game was so effective. They were getting 6 to 7 yards a pop, and they're getting first downs at a high rate. So what's the point of throwing the football? And then we get into play action, and Josh Allen hitting guys who are wide open. He had one tough pass he made this entire game, as I stated earlier. Outside of that, we're looking at a lot of passes he's made that are really easy passes because guys are getting schemed open. The run game has complemented the pass game so much, and the linebackers are getting sucked in due to that play action, being caught out of position, and you're getting these really easy 10, 15-yard plays that look like money shots. You know, we're talking about the 4th touchdown right now. Easy throw to Samuel, number 1, and he just runs through a couple of guys, gets the touchdown. But it was such an easy throw. He's getting easy stuff, and this is what you want to see from a play caller. You know, play calling did excellent this game, but this is really what you want to see from a play caller. Make my quarterback have the easiest throw possible, and make my quarterback's throws be easy, and not just that, have a lot of open options. That's what great play calling does. You have plenty, 1, 2, 3. 2 of your 3 reads are going to be open in terms of 2-3 yards of separation. You should be able to get to them. But absolutely dominant performance against the Bills. Absolutely dominant performance against the Broncos. We're going to see how they look against a really good football team at home in the Ravens. Rematch earlier this season where they kind of got a beatdown in Baltimore, but we're going to see how they look this time. I look forward to seeing that game. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe. Take care. Peace.